How's it? Welcome back to the channel. So I had a comment come in on one of my recent posts, wanted to get my take on dream signs, basically getting at like where do they come from, why do we have them, and then if not for a lucid dreaming practice, because dream signs are very commonly mentioned in lucid dreaming, like what's the point? So I guess first of all, what are dream signs? So dream signs are just anything that we commonly dream about. And then the way that's used in the lucid dreaming practice is you start to get familiar with your dream life. So you'll probably be doing this with some sort of dream journaling or something at first. Start to understand the things that do commonly pop up in your dreams. And then for the lucid dreaming practice part of it, you just start to set the intention that next time, those things come up in dreams, you can go ahead and try and get lucid, do a reality check or something along those lines. But then also in waking life, right? If you have those same types of thoughts or thought processes come up in waking life, or say if it's like a location that you can visit in waking life, when you do go there, you check in with yourself mindfully, you maybe do a reality check, and then hopefully, that practice can carry over into your dreams, and you can go ahead and get lucid with it. So where do they come from? So I think before getting to where dream signs come from, let's just talk about where dreams come from in general. So really, it's pretty obvious, but of course they come from your subconscious mind, right? Because the vast majority of the time that we're dreaming, our conscious awareness is not intact. So your subconscious mind gets to basically just run the show. But like even when you are lucid, right, you're still working in tandem with your subconscious mind. Like ain't nothing you're gonna accomplish in a lucid dream. You're not going to get anything done unless your subconscious mind kind of signs off on it. It's kind of like the opposite of waking life, where in waking life, either your subconscious mind is definitely there and influencing things and doing stuff like that, but your conscious awareness is kind of like the big boss in that situation. But when you're in a lucid dream, those tables are flipped and the subconscious mind is for sure the big boss over there. So when it comes to where the dream signs come from, well, they come from our subconscious mind, which is kind of like a cop-out cheat answer there. So I think actually what the guy who was commenting was really getting at though is kind of more like, why do we have them? So I think we really just have dream signs because they just happen to be things that are sunk really deep into our brains, and it could be a whole host of things, right? It could be coming from like past events or times in your life that are typically kind of like highly emotionally charged, positive or negatively. And then of course, like repetition, the more times you go through it, the more deeper it gets sunk into your brain. Like I used to dream about high school and stuff like that a lot because I did not like high school, and I had to go to every day. So that just got really pummeled deep into my brain, or like my childhood home. Of course, a lot of good memories there, but nonetheless, just a lot of those positive memories and time spent there just kind of sunk that deeper into my head. Could also be people, right? Prominent people in your life, loved ones, hated ones, the high school bully or something like that could be popping up in there. And there could also be fantasy fulfillment, right? Like, sexual fantasy dreams, flying or things like that. Basically just stuff that's really, again, sunk into your head. Then it could also be stuff that's like just kind of built into our DNA, right? Like, dreams of being chased or like your teeth falling out. And I actually heard this cool explanation about why they think, your teeth falling out are such a common theme across the world and throughout history and time, is because, like way back in the day, if we lost our teeth, you were pretty much screwed and you was gonna die, right? Like you can't be eating no apples, you can't be ripping into meat with no teeth. So that was one of their explanations why they think that's such a common dream sign to happen for people, which I've also kind of thought would like flying dreams, maybe that's not so much like fantasy fulfillment as it might just be like built into our DNA, right? Maybe far back enough somewhere in our genes, we know, because it's like we know what it feels like to fly, even though we can't fly. When we fly in our dreams, it does not feel like falling. Like we know that sensation really acutely and sharply, right? And so I've often kind of wondered if those flying dreams are kind of just built into us somewhere too. What was the last one? Oh, and then if not for a lucid dreaming practice, like what's kind of the point of even, paying attention to dream signs at all? So I think it really just comes down to, they give us really cool insights into our subconscious mind, right? It's like even, say if you're doing like a waking life meditation practice, you can hit these kind of peak states where like your mind is silent and then all of a sudden you just see this kind of random thought or image pop up, you let it go, some other kind of random thought or image pops up. And I think when you're dreaming, it's basically just that. It's like the same background mind chatter, just kind of getting to run, but getting to run free from your conscious awareness messing with it, right? Because even when you are lucidly aware, even if you're trying just to kind of like sit back and not influence much and just kind of observe what's going on, the fact that it's there, I'm sure it's going to have some type of influence on it. The different types of emotions and feelings that you're feeling are going to start to influence it in some way. Like, I even know some dream sharing groups where they specifically avoid and don't really care about lucid dreams just because of that fact. You know, with your lucid dream, with your lucid conscious awareness mind there, it's going to kind of mess with it some where, you know, if you just had a regular dream that you happen to have good recall on, but you weren't lucid through, that in some sense can kind of give you an even more clear picture of your subconscious mind and help you, you know, decode it and shit like that. So anyway, hope that answers the question. I will be going on a trip next week, so I'm not sure, my content will probably slow up for a bit. So hopefully I don't do what I did last year. And like every time I went on a trip, I just got into this big long dry spell of not posting content after that. So hopefully I don't fall into that. But you know, in the meantime, please keep sending me those stuff to make videos on, and you know, I'll get working on it. Until then, keep the lucid dreaming practice legit.